Hello peeps and hello peppers and welcome to Film Friday. Hello stranger, if you've never been here, it's great to have you here. My name is Frida Martins. I am a German artist with multiple disabilities living in Iceland. And on Fridays, I am always trying to retell a movie, usually one that I really like, with tarot cards. And since I found this really beautiful deck with little animals today at one of my favorite stores, I decided to tell a film that revolves around animals, which is Ratatouille. With the slogan "Everybody can cook." Now I was kind of torn between can and can't because, according to the movie, everyone can cook, but I barely can do it alone. And actually, that's why I like the film, because it's about teamwork and family. It's basically about this intelligent rat dreaming of being a chef. And okay, this is an armadillo, but it looks a little bit like, from the shape, like a rat with a shell. So I would say Remy the rat is actually kind of boxed in by the conventions of his family, that like people are bad and rats only eat garbage. And I think if you've seen this movie, you probably remember that the father takes Remy to the city to show him like a display window with mouse traps or rat traps. And there are multiple scenes where the people try to like hit the rats with something. But of course also very loving scenes where especially Linguini, the cook, who can't cook alone and has red hair, sort of like me, figures out that Remy is an intelligent, gentle being. And actually, here in this context, I like the dragonfly because some people have pointed out to me that dragonflies are kind of likable because they can move every wing separately. And cooking is a lot of coordination and finding the right measure of everything. And that they eat the bad insects. So actually, Remy's creativity and Linguini's hands are a good team, because like a rat alone as a cook would stereotypically be connected with hygiene, would be a red flag now that we have a red ribbon here. And of course, that's also significant to the movie. Because at some point, like the health control comes, and that can bring a restaurant down. But yeah, Remy and Linguini learn to communicate and really do the magic to create dishes that remind everyone of happy days and childhood and so on. Here we have a badger. That's of course like an animal that burrows and digs deep. And is a queen of cups here. So yeah, now with the cups, I actually wonder if they mention good drinks in the film, because like of course the film is set in Paris, so most gourmets that I have encountered, not so many, but usually in films they say that a good wine makes the food complete. And I have actually also heard more than once about a sorry alcohol problem amongst professional chefs, but of course this is not the rule. This looks like a scallop. We don't have a particular scallop dish in the film, but we do have water because Remy ends up in the canalization of the city, and I think there is, if I remember that, probably one scene where Remy is caught in a glass and almost being thrown into the Seine River. Okay, here is also something about drinking. Of course, now I remember the scene, like how they are all cheering to Linguini when it turns out that he is the son, the illegitimate son of the deceased chef, and tries to reopen the restaurant. But yeah, then it turns out that he can't cook alone. So at this place, I think this film is a reminder to me that I shouldn't always push to do things alone. Page of Cups. The page is, of course, always learning something. Actually, this crab reminds me rather of another children's cartoon that I grew up with, like the little mole and the rocket, where the crab helps the little mole to assemble the rocket. That has per se nothing to do with Ratatouille, except for teamwork and except for finding help in the most unlike places. And then, of course, there is this other chef called Skinner in Ratatouille who is kind of cruel, and he wants, of course, like to lead the restaurant to have a feather in his hat. Here I have... Okay, first I thought those were rats, but they are tapers. I like tapers. And sometimes I'm kind of also using tapers in my my own creation of the sea monster. There is no taper in the Ratatouille story, but of course everybody happy and like people seeing a rainbow of hope. That is a part of the movie, and also I wouldn't say it's a conventional love movie, but Linguini and the only female chef, Colette, become a couple. And actually, so I hear, chef is a huge stress job. And Colette also tells Linguini that she is like the only woman in the kitchen, and she can't do that because she is tougher than the other women she knows. But I actually enjoy in the movie that they are also like roller skating and doing fun things together. The crocodile. In the olden days, I had a nickname for alcoholic people with a friend, and there we always joked that those are the crocodiles. And I would actually say the crocodile in the film is the cook Skinner. I didn't even remember his name was Skinner, but it does make sense. He also has the feather in the hat, the trophy, because if you know me, you know I'm into psychology, and there is a very famous experiment by a Dr. Skinner with rats that rendered the rats basically helpless. Google it if you really need to know. But actually, let's say Remy is not helpless, and when he is, he calls upon help. And actually, my favorite scene is where all the rats tie up Skinner so he can't contact the health authorities about the rats in the kitchen. And there is this dishwasher, like this, like, you know, as you see these dishwasher with the metal thing that looks like an elevator in a commercial kitchen, and there's a sign, all the employees must wash hands. So all the rats go in there to wash themselves collectively. And okay, this what is this, bisons? 6 of arrows. Looks like a family, or like a, yeah, maybe like a family of Gruffalos even. Like, you know, Gruffalo, the fable animal that also used to be on a post stamp, and the author of the Gruffalo has by now sold more books than J.K. Rowling, so I hear. Of course, the Gruffalo in itself also doesn't have much to do with Ratatouille, but when I googled the Gruffalo story, it was also about like believing things that don't officially exist, and like connected to Ratatouille. This makes me now again think of adversaries, of the father always telling the son that the people are bad, and the mother is, if I remember correctly about Ratatouille, not even in the picture. But in the end, Remy's family becomes really proud of like working together and cooking for the people, and like once the big restaurant is closed, to actually create a new restaurant with the people. So yeah, this I know this is an animated film, so we shouldn't take it too literally, but like all the Remys and Gruffalos and so forth in the world make me believe in the good in people and in the power of working together when a dream starts becoming difficult. Bye bye.